This is Columbus Concerns, a public affairs presentation of North American Broadcasting. Here's your host, Mark News.
And good morning, and thanks for joining us today on Columbus Concerns. A new school safety center opened on Thursday in Columbus. Ohio Governor Mike DeWine signed the order on Wednesday. He said the only job will be to keep kids safe. And the governor is encouraging anyone concerned about potential threats to call Safer Ohio, the tip line at 844-SAFER-OHIO. The governor signing that bill again on Wednesday, and he had the following press conference. We'll bring you details of the new school safety center this morning on Columbus Concerns.
Well, good morning. I'm here today with Tom Stickrath, Director of the Ohio Department of Public Safety, to talk about violence prevention, how to keep Ohioans safe. I'm joined by State Senator Frank Hoagland, State Representative Gail Manning. Appreciate both of them being here very much. Also, Director of Children's Initiatives Leanne Cornyn, Recovery Ohio Director Alicia Nelson, and Director Lori Chris of the Ohio Department of Mental Health and Addiction Services. 2 days after the Dayton shooting tragedy, I announced what we are now calling the Strong Ohio Initiative, a package of 17 proposals to reduce violence and increase mental health treatment. Today I'm here to add more detail to that plan, particularly in the area of greater resources for our schools. It is often school personnel who first recognize signs of trouble in a student. And we also know that too many times educators and innocent classmates have become victims. Unfortunately, Ohio has experienced tragic incidents of violence in schools, including the shooting at Chardon High School in 2012, Madison Junior Senior High School in Butler County in 2016, West Liberty Salem High School in 2017. We also know that, sadly, suicide is the second leading cause of death among our young people today. To make sure schools are safe places for children to learn and for teachers to work, I will be signing in a moment an executive order establishing the Ohio School Safety Center, an executive order that will establish the Ohio School Safety Center. This is a new division within Ohio Homeland Security at the Ohio Department of Public Safety. This will be a comprehensive statewide school safety office. Ohio School Safety Center will assist local schools and law enforcement in attempting to prevent, prepare for, and respond to threats and acts of violence, including self-harm, and they will do this through a holistic, solution-based approach. One of the things that I have learned over the years is that if you are serious about a problem, you have to have people who get up in the morning every day, and that's their job. That's their sole job. And so this school safety office, people who will be in it, and we will start tomorrow with 7 people, and it will grow. But we'll start with 7 people. Their job every single day will be to be a resource for our schools, for our administrators, for our teachers throughout the state of Ohio. Let me explain how this will work. We believe also, let me just mention, that this is up tomorrow. It starts tomorrow. But we do anticipate, with the help of the General Assembly, we're hoping that other features are going to be added. So this is a work in progress. Let me describe some of the things that they will be doing. First, intelligence analysts at the Ohio School Safety Center will use enhanced technology to scan social media and websites looking for threats made towards our schools. When a threat is identified, analysts will immediately conduct a threat analysis and then share that information quickly with local law enforcement and local school officials. Number 2, The center staff will help educate school staff, students, community members on using the Safer Ohio tip line, the Safer Ohio tip line, which is 844 Safer Ohio, a service that accepts anonymous calls and texts concerning school safety and threats of violence. Some schools already have their own tip line, and that is fine. But for those schools that want to use this tip line will be manned, and our job will be to take those tips and move on them quickly by contacting local law enforcement, working with the local authorities. Let me talk about number 3. Center staff will consolidate state resources for school safety on the Safer Schools Ohio website. Again, that's saferschools.ohio.gov. They will also create this web page, which will always have a current listing of training that is going on in the state of Ohio. So this will be a place where anybody in education can go to at any time and see what training is upcoming in the state of Ohio that has to do with school safety. Number 4, center staff will review school safety plans, emergency management plans by schools, and provide technical support for schools that request that assistance. We have evolved with these plans, frankly, over the years. When I first looked at this early on, when I was the Attorney General, we had a number of schools that didn't have plans, a number of them not filed. This is a work in progress. We're now trying to take it to the next level by providing, again, this support. And we've come a long way, frankly. Number 5, center staff will establish a threat assessment team model policy and free training program for schools. What they'll really be doing here is to train school personnel in an evidence-based model that identifies and triages threats of violence against anybody in the school. Number 6, the center will host a summit at least annually at which safety experts and mental health professionals can share best practices, training, and resources with schools and community leaders. Number 7, I am establishing the Ohio School Safety Working Group. Those members will be announced in the next few days. The panel of experts in the fields of public safety, education, mental health, emergency management, and other expertise will meet quarterly at least to talk about security issues, trends, and local needs. And each year we are asking them at least once a year to write a report on the state of school safety in the state of Ohio. Let me thank Senator Hoagland, Representative Manning, for pursuing legislation to strengthen our school safety measures. As I said, what we are announcing today is the beginning. With the help of the legislature, we will continue to build on this in the future. We have a shared vision for safer schools, and I believe the Ohio School Safety Center will be a key tool in preventing violence in our schools. Certainly, schools should be a safe haven where children can learn without fear. I believe the Ohio School Safety Center is a step towards improving security for all our kids in school in the state of Ohio today. Let me now ask Tom Stickrath to say a few words about the center. The center will be housed, as we said, under Tom, and he's going to have a few comments for you.
Thank you, Governor. And several of our team members from Public Safety, from Homeland Security are here with me today. And Governor, I can't tell you how excited we are and how appreciative we are of the opportunity and the support you and our legislators have given toward creating this specialized center, the OSSC, focusing on school safety within Ohio Homeland Security. You asked me over the years many times who wakes up every day thinking about whatever topic it was when you were Attorney General and now Governor. And Governor, every day these staff will wake up thinking about school safety. But the center is more than just public safety and homeland security. It would not be possible without the strong existing relationships that we have with our colleagues, some of whom are here with me today. Our partners are so very important to the success of this initiative. Partners like the Ohio Department of Education, Department of Higher Education, Department of Mental Health and Addiction Services, the State Fire Marshal's Office, Ohio Facilities Construction Commission, Ohio School Resource Officers Association, and others. But also, of course, our local partners, our sheriffs, our police, our fire, because really the center is a vehicle for local communities to strengthen their current capabilities and also provide law enforcement with additional tools to prevent and combat school violence. The center creates a platform for multiple partners to work collaboratively to protect our children in order to improve the day-to-day lives of Ohio youth and ensure that they have a safe and productive learning environment. Diverse federal, state, and local partners must use their combined expertise to address all aspects of student safety and provide a better learning environment for Ohio students. The center will bring all of these stakeholders to the table to provide the best possible programs and resources to our schools. Through the newly established Governor's Ohio School Safety Working Group, we will now be better able to understand the landscape of school safety, identify any needs or gaps, and use tailored approaches to address issues or enhance current programs. And Lori, Chris, I hope the Ohio School Safety Center will serve as a model for other states on how to incorporate mental health and public safety. For the first time, law enforcement, school administrators, educators, parents, students, and mental health professionals will have access to a plethora of resources in one centralized location. And through advanced technologies, the center will be able to expand current efforts to more effectively identify threats on social media. And finally, to echo Governor DeWine, I'd like to acknowledge the efforts of both Senator Hoagland and Representative Manning. Both of you have cast a spotlight on the important issue of school safety and recognizing the importance of expanding our resources for local communities. So thank you so much for your support. Governor, we look forward to opening the center. I think you said tomorrow, or maybe you said today.
Yesterday.
But we'll get it going. I can't do it yesterday, but it'll get going tomorrow. But we thank you for your support. Appreciate it.
Happy to respond to any questions.
Governor, where are the staff members coming from to staff this? Are you pulling them from the recently created intelligence unit that was tracking down the dark web stuff with the narcotics?
Yeah, thank you for the question. They will not come from that unit. That's a separate specialized, that Narcotics Intelligence Center, the ONIC, is a separate unit. We're bringing these staff from our existing Homeland Security resources, doing reprioritization within public safety. As Governor said, this is kind of an initial step. As we look for additional grant resources, we've got some grant requests in now, working, of course, with the legislature. As this initial step forward, we're bringing people from the Department of Public Safety that will have an expertise in this area.
Do you envision them going back to that former role, or is this something that you're going to draw down in that capacity?
No, this will continue. They'll stay. This will be their full time, as the governor said, every day, waking up thinking about school safety.
Look, school safety is, this issue is going to be with us, and so this is permanent. And as I said, we're going to continue to build. So this is, we want to have a framework. We want to have one place where this is focused. And again, we believe that our role is to help local government, to help local, in this case, our local schools. And so this is a way to help our local schools. That's how we look at this. There's a focus. There's one place where people can call. If they've got questions, there's one place where they can go, and this is the start. This is the beginning. 7 people up tomorrow morning, but it's going to expand beyond that.
Governor, you said that we've come a long way in terms of these school preparedness plans that you would oversee with the Attorney General's office. Can you give us an idea of what your assessment is of how ready schools are today for something like this?
Well. First of all, I always hesitate to talk about specifics in regard to security, so I'm not going to do that. I think when you're dealing with the security of your children, in the safety of your kids, it's always a work in progress. You can never be satisfied where you are. You're not as parents, you're not as teachers, you're not as administrators. And so if you look back where we were a decade ago, there was not a great deal of focus. School plans were done, in many cases haphazardly. Sometimes they weren't done at all. Schools really understand today what they face, and they do because we've seen tragedies. In Ohio, we've seen tragedies in other states. And so, school personnel are very, very focused on it today. So we've come a long way, but what I have to look at is, while each of our over 600 school districts and over 4,000 buildings or so, each one of them is doing what they think is best and what fits their community, and we don't want to get in the way of them doing that. But what we look at is, how can we be value added? And we think that this center is value added as we move forward. We've got the Attorney General is doing some things. They'll come in, for example, and do assessments. The Department of Education does other things. But, we wanted this to be kind of one place where people could go at least to make the call and say, hey, I've got this problem, or tell me if I have a problem. So.
Governor, we reported recently on an incident in Morrow County where a first grader obtained a loaded gun from a staff member who was authorized to carry a gun as part of the school's potential response team and pointed at another first grader. Do you foresee any changes or need for any changes in how we authorize teachers and staff members to carry weapons in school? Well,
I think this is always something that's open for discussion, and it's something I'm sure that the legislature and the governor's office, always is open to look at. What my position has been, going back to when I was Attorney General, is that these are generally local decisions, but I have not changed my mind. I don't think someone, if I was on the school board or I was a parent, I would follow the recommendations that came out of the Ohio Police Officers Training Academy when we asked them the specific question: if someone is in a school and is a teacher or administrator, and they're going to be given a gun or they're allowed to carry a gun inside that school, what kind of training should they have? OPATA came back. That commission came back with some very specific courses that person should have. That has been my position. That remains my position if I was making those decisions at a local school.
And that's Governor DeWine this week, opening the new School Safety Center in Columbus. Again, the phone number to report anything that you may hear that could be a threat to a school is 844-SAFER-OHIO. Thanks for joining us. I'm Mark News.
Thanks for listening to Columbus Concerns, a public affairs presentation of North American Broadcasting. You can send questions or comments about today's show to Columbus Concerns, in care of this station, 1458 Dublin Road, Columbus 43215. Or email us at columbusconcerns@napcomedia.com.
Opiates has taken everything and everyone I've ever loved away from me. Everything.
I blew my ankle out and I got prescribed pain pills by my doctor.
If making my detox public is gonna help somebody, I'm all for it. I just wish I would have had a warning.
Opioid dependence can happen after just 5 days. Know the truth, spread the truth. A message from Truth, the Ad Council, and ONDCP.
Has your child swallowed your medicine, your laundry detergent, your nail polish remover? Call the Poison Helpline. Have you inhaled paint thinner, glue, pesticides? Call the Poison Helpline. Have a question about a dose, a fume, something your kid just drank? Call the Poison Helpline. Poisonings can happen at the home, on the job, or in the great outdoors. Call the Poison Helpline first for fast, free advice from medical professionals. Call 1-800-222-1222 anytime, anywhere. 1-800-222-1222. Save the number, save a life. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.